They say there's no school like the old school, and out to prove them right, a Danish brand Hummel, renewing their most storied range of football boots for 2013. Dubbed the Old School DK, Hummel's classically styled efforts are a throwback to one of the brand's most iconic designs, the boots that World Cup winner Alan Ball wore in the 1970 Charity Shield match, which, at the time, were reportedly the first white football boots ever to grace an English competitive football game. Retaining much of the charm of a boot that has its roots entrenched in over 4 decades of footballing history, the Hummel Old School DK aims to make this retro release more accessible to modern players. Taking the boot out of the box, you appreciate what a fuss-free release this is from the Danish brand, with flashy additions kept to a minimum. From the tip of the foremost chevron to the end of the toes, the Hummel Old School DK employs K-leather, a material that is receding in the marketplace. Kangaroo leather is thinner, more flexible, and has greater proportionate strength than any other leather used in football boots. And personally, we couldn't be happier to see Hummel find a balance in their design where they can employ kangaroo leather where it's needed most, whilst helping to reduce its usage overall. Elsewhere on the boot, the midfoot and heel are a synthetic microfiber that offers more support than leather in these key areas of the foot, whilst also helping the Old School DK take on a little less water than other full leather releases. Whereas of previous models in the Old School range will notice a change in the stitching in the Old School DK's forefoot. Hummel have gone for a classic lateral stitch that does away with the busy quilting of previous models for better creasing when breaking in and a cleaner overall look. The sole plate is a new twist on the classic 12-stud mouldies designed for use on firm ground. 3 of the conical studs under the forefoot are arranged in a triangle, designed to offer support to this part of the foot when making sharp twists and turns. Whilst minimal in its design, Hummel have made sure that there are a number of neat touches to the Old School DK, with all branding on the tongue, heel and flank picked out in gold. That same level of care has been transferred to the inside of the boot too. The heel is lined with a frictious fabric to reduce slippage, the collar is padded and constructed from natural leather for a fit that moulds to your ankle, and the forefoot liner is ultra thin to assure a natural touch. In a marketplace packed with lightweight releases, Hummel have boxed clever on the Old School DK. With a part synthetic construction, these football boots are still only 250 grams, a pleasing compromise between weight and heft for players who still like some substance to their boots when going in for tackles and slamming in volleys. And that wraps up our first impressions of the Hummel Old School DK. For more on the latest football boots, shirts and performance equipment, make sure you're locked on to Footy-Boots.com for daily updates, reviews and opinion, as well as all that good stuff direct to you on your Facebook, Twitter and Google Plus pages.